You alright? How's your January been? I know, it's long gone, right? It's scary, innit? It's scary how fast the time goes. Anyway, I need to pop out in a minute and pick someone up. But before I do, there's enough time for another one of these little chats. I thought I'd give you an update on Bravely Default 2. And basically, I've decided to stop playing it. And I'll tell you why. Past couple of days, like maybe 3-4 days, I was thinking about what I wanted to do when I've got a little bit of time to myself, when I'm not cooking or doing homework or whatever. I'm just filling out some overly needlessly complicated bit of Japanese paperwork. And I found that what I was doing was going back into my old comics library. So in keeping with the theme of not spending or trying not to spend any money this year, if I don't have to, I realised that it'd be about 10 years ago now, I got well into comics and I bought up a load of digital comics. I used to check the Comixology sale all the time and then snap stuff up when they came on offer. And what I'd been reading the last few days was Spider-Man. Now, 10 years ago. About 2012, 2013, there was a particularly good run on Spider-Man. It started after Amazing Spider-Man 700 ended. It ended Amazing Spider-Man. And then after that, it started off with the Superior Spider-Man, which, if you don't know, Superior Spider-Man is Spider-Man except his brain has been switched out with Dr. Otto Octavius. And it's what happens, it's like, how does Dr. Octopus behave in the body of Spider-Man? What's his idea of being a superhero? And how does he go about it? It's a really incredible run. It runs for about, I think it's 31 issues. It's a great read. And the point is, though, that was all I wanted to do. And I did that for a few days. And then today I got home and I'm like, I finished Amazing Spider-Man. Superior Spider-Man. God, my brain is going. And instead of picking up my Switch, I just went straight back to my comics library. And today I read Old Man Logan, which I'd never read before. My first time reading Old Man Logan. It's just working me holding my arms, getting a bit tired. Is the camera wobbling about too much? But who cares? My first time reading Old Man Logan. But to be honest, I didn't enjoy it that much. I thought it was okay. It's like you can read it in one sitting. It's one of those where it's like about 6 or 7 issues. But I thought it was kind of a bit grim and nihilistic. I didn't really get much out of it. It was a kind of like childishly violent, and I didn't really see the point in any of it. And then I saw who wrote it. It was Mark Miller. I was like, oh, surprise, surprise. Anyway, the point of it is that I realised I haven't been picking up my Switch. I've been avoiding it. Like, I just don't want to play Bravely Default. I've got no desire to play it at all. And that being the case, I should just stop. So I'm going to archive Bravely Default and then pick a new game. Sorry. So why wasn't it holding my attention? I think a few reasons. One of them is that I feel like playing it is just a bit of a slog. Everything feels drawn out. It feels like it takes ages to do everything. And that's even when I've got the battles going at maximum speed. You could speed up the battles just with the press of a button. And they still feel like they take ages. My God. Like if I play an hour of Disgaea, say, I know they're completely different games, but I play an hour of Disgaea and I'm like hiring new teams and putting new combinations of people together and like unlocking new skills left and right and just leveling up like crazy. And I come away from an hour of Disgaea and I feel like things have changed. I feel like I've done something. Whereas in Bravely Default 2, I play that for an hour and I'm still slogging through the same dungeon, which in this case is a godforsaken sewer level. A sewer level? Are you kidding me, Bravely Default? It's one of the most generic RPGs I've ever played. And it's a sewer. Alright. It just, like, every aspect of it is like, you could say it's traditional. You know, it's a throwback. But that's not enough. It needs to have some spark of originality to it. But like you're playing the game and it's like, oh, I wonder what the desert music's going to sound like. Here it is. It sounds exactly like what you thought it was going to sound like. Oh, on a quest to find 4 elemental crystals, are we, with a hero who's got amnesia? And it's like, I'm going to fall asleep just thinking about it. Jesus Christ. At least the class system is pretty good. But like I say, it feels to me like it just takes forever to level up your jobs. I mean, it's astonishing. And I've got equipped already. The starting job class has a couple of perks, a couple of abilities that you can equip that increase the number of job points that you get. If you get them both equipped, you get like a 70% bonus. It still takes ages to level up. My God. I mean, at one point, I was struggling so much with the fights. I thought, I must be doing something wrong here. There must be some tip, some trick I could unlock. So I went on YouTube and I Googled, Google on YouTube, whatever. I searched one of those things, like beginner's tips, Bravely Default 2, and I found one of these videos that was like 10 things I wish I knew, one of those kind of videos about Bravely Default 2. But when I watched it, it was dreadful. It was like, did you know that on the title screen, you can press continue to load a save file, so you don't have to start the game again every time, you don't have to beat it in one go. You can load save games. I mean, that wasn't one of the tips, but it was like that kind of level, like, oh, you can use tents at save points. I'm like, yeah, I know. The game tells you that. I'm looking for stuff that's like, oh, if you level up this job and that job and this combination of skills is particularly useful. And, those kind of like, I wanted something I could break the difficulty in half, and like, but it was just really basic, dreadful nonsense. Plus, the guy whose video it was, the way he pronounced accessories was driving me mental. And the number of times he say accessories in the video. And I don't normally care. Like, there's differences between British English and American English, and who cares? I say potato, you say potato, or whatever. Nobody says that. But he would skip the C's. So it wasn't accessories, it was accessories. Every time. He must have said it 1,000 times. You want to buy some accessories? 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 Who says accessories? Is that normal? Nobody cares, but it was driving me mental. Accessories. Say accessories, mate. Accessories. Accessories. It shouldn't bother me. I don't care. I usually don't care about differing pronunciation, but that was mad. Anyway, my tip, if you're ever looking for like video game hints or something like that, search out one of those kind of videos. 5 things I wish I knew, beginner's tips, whatever. Click on the video, then mute it or pause it and just completely ignore it and scroll down to the comments, because that's where the real tips are. Like, for example, that's where I found out that the martial artist job has a particularly useful skill, which is good because the martial artist is one of the first jobs you unlock. So if you stick that on and stick with it until you get to like almost completely master it, I think you have to do to unlock this skill. It gives you a skill called Pressure Point, and Pressure Point doesn't use MP. It uses BP, which means you'll never run out of resources to use it, because your BP starts at 0 at the start of every fight. It starts at 1 if you start with an advantage, so you can use it every single fight without worrying, and it's crazy powerful. There were these elemental enemies that were just driving me crazy. I think they were weak to earth attacks, but none of my magic users had an earth attack. And I was going nuts trying to discover where the earth attacks were. I'm like, all right, which job has an earth attack? But it takes, as I said, it takes ages to level up your jobs. So it's just like trial and error of finding out. But with this martial art, this Pressure Point attack, just wipes them out in one. I'm like, great. Do you know what I mean? So I was building towards stuff like that. Like, I found out that I forget the official name for it, but like the Beast Tamer job has a specialty which unlocks when you master it, that it gives you a stat boost based on the number of monsters that you've captured. And I've got to put this down, it's wobbling like crazy. It's going to be driving people mental if anyone's watching this. It gives you a stat boost based on the number of monsters that you've captured. And I'm like, oh, that's useful. But I forgot that jobs even had specialties, because, as I mentioned previously, I hate the menus in this game. To check the specialties, you have to go to, like, I think it's the job menu, then select the job, then press, it's either X or Y to scroll the information tab from abilities over to, I think it's weapon proficiency, and the information's up at the top of that. And then you press X to move the cursor from the jobs over into the information window so that you can select the specialties. Then press X again to get the definition. It's just unbelievable. Anyway, I just wasn't getting enough out of it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I've just played enough turn-based RPGs now that if I didn't play the game while I was a teenager, then I've got no affection for it anymore. There's no room in my heart left for a new turn-based RPG unless it's doing something spectacularly innovative, or I don't know. Whatever it is, Bravely Default 2 isn't doing anything for me, even with its Brave and default system. But even that's not new to me because I played the original ones on the 3DS, and I've played games like Octopath Traveler, which have similar systems. So no, the look of it, the people look like little plasticine people, little shiny plastic people. I'm like, no. The designs aren't really doing anything for me. I do like the little costumes they get when you change jobs and they change their costumes. That's a nice touch. I always look forward to unlocking a new job just to see what it will look like and just to see what kind of skills you can unlock. But it takes too long. And I realised I wasn't enjoying it. So forget it, mate. Rather read me old comic books. God. Anyway, so let's pick a new one. I've got my database in front of me here. I've archived Bravely Default 2. I will do now. Where is it? Bravely Default 2. I forgot how my own database works. Oh yeah, go from completion, go from played, archive, bang, it's been removed from the backlog. So I now have 140 games on my Switch backlog. So let's go over to Google's random number generator. Tap. Should I do this out? I'm not gonna. Random number generator. Give me a number between 1 and 140, please. I swear there was 142 on the list. I don't know why it's gone down to 140. Whatever. Must have miscounted or misremembered. The random number is giving me 25. It likes to give me quite low numbers. Okay. Random number 20. Oh, just to show you I haven't cheated or anything. There it is. 25. Between 1 and 140. Alright, what's that then? Number 25 on my list is... I have to find it. 22 is Danganronpa, so that just missed out. 23 is Dark Souls. 24 is Darkest Dungeon. 25 is Dead Cells. Jesus Christ. I've never completed a run on a rogue. I was going to say I've never completed a run on a roguelike in my life, but that's not true. I did complete one successful run on Hades. That might be the only time I've ever succeeded in a run on a roguelike. Jesus Christ. Dead Cells. How the hell do I... Alright, hang on. So I'm going to clear the filter on this and then change it to tags to sorting order because I've got a roguelike or run-based. I own 29 roguelikes on the Switch. Jesus Christ, I literally haven't finished one of them except for Hades. This is going to take forever. Just in case you're interested, here's a few of the roguelikes I own. The category, I've named it roguelike / run-based games. Bit Trip Runner, Black Future 88, Black Sea Odyssey, Children of Mortar, Croyler Sigma, Crypt of the Necrodancer, Darkest Dungeon, Dead Cells, Dicey Dungeons, Don't Starve, Downwell, Eagle Island, Earth Knight, Enter the Gungeon, Flame in the Flood, Flint Hook, Hades, I Hate Running Backwards, Into the Breach, Mana Spark, Moonlighter, Overwhelm, Pathway, Rad Road Legacy, Sunless Sea, The Swords of Ditto, Momo's Curse, Tangle Deep, and Xenon Valkyrie Plus. Don't even know what that one is. Anyway, I guess that's all of them. Good. Well, as Marek Larwood would say, good luck everyone, especially me. Dead Cells. I haven't got a chance, I absolutely... Whatever. I'll give it I don't know... When am I gonna... What counts as... Am I saying I'm going to have to finish a run? I don't know. I guess I'll decide. I'll decide when I've had enough of it. Like, if I played this for 40 hours and I feel like that I'm never going to finish a run, then forget it. You know, I'll move on to the next one. But maybe I'll be playing it for 80 hours and still having fun. The last time I played, I remember really enjoying Dead Cells. All right. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching and see you next time.